Okay, in this quick walkthrough, might not be so quick, but we're gonna talk about building a seller funnel with the new CRM here at Reticulous. Remember, you can go to CRM and click Login if you're logged in, and it'll single sign you in to the CRM platform. If you have any problems, just let us know in support. And then what we want to do is build out our typical seller squeeze funnel, but do it all within the system here. So I'm going to walk you through the steps as I do this for a done-for-you client. First thing we're going to do is make sure they have a signature set up the way they want it, the way we want it, the way you want it. I'm going to go to Options, and I'm going to go to My Settings, top here, and you see all the info is in here. And he's got a little info in here already, but I know that he wants it to say Floyd Harbor Real Estate, and just like this. Okay, and what we can do is we can integrate. Remember, our signature is really powerful. We can integrate some other stuff in here. So in this case, for this fella, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that people know about his fan page. Okay. So let's see. Let's get a little creative. I'm just gonna do a picture of the like button. Be sure to check us out on Facebook. Okay, and now, you know, your main call to action, if you have a foreclosure squeeze or some other squeeze page, you can do that here as well. You know, I'm kind of just winging it. In fact, I'm not even going to mess with the image for the purposes of this demo, getting a little too fancy. But here we go. Be sure to check us out on Facebook. We could do an image of his fan page or banner or something like that later. But for now, we're just going to go with the simple stuff. He's got a signature set up. Great. Simple one would be click reply if you want a list of the hottest deals we know about the area right now. Something like that you can also do. Do bold. Okay. So his signature is set up. This is kind of a beginner thing, but I want to mention it in these first few tutorials to make sure everybody is on board with making sure their signature is set up. And now we're going to go ahead and create the list from an email marketing perspective for this. So let's go ahead and create a new campaign over on the left. We're going to call this What's Mine Worth? And then you can have multiple. This is going to be for Mastic. And then the reply email address. This is email. Campaign type is drip. Campaign channel is form channel. You agreed to get a weekly list of updated properties, updated property values in Mastic. Okay, just something explaining. I think this is when they go to unsubscribe, they see this message or something, but the system wants something there. Now, our email list, if I click that, this shows all the emails in the campaign. There are none there yet. I'm going to go to email editor, right? And I'm going to do your property value, quick question. Okay, and remember, we have a system that does this automatically. This part, it's our quick funnel for sellers, but I'm showing you how to do this by hand so that you can customize it and do whatever you want. You know, quick question. I saw you request about your property value. Quick question. Quick question. On a scale from 1 to 10, what condition would you say the property is in, right? And then, you know, keep in mind whatever your signature says. In this case, I'm just going to put Rob's name in because it doesn't say his name in the signature. Okay. Okay. This is a quick little one-liner that people can reply to easily, right? before they get the value of the property, and this will get replied to at a good clip, at least 10%, sometimes as much as 20%. We're seeing, will reply to this right away, and you can send the value, of course, whether or not they answer this question, but it's a good way to get people replying. A lot of times you'll see their signature info back in the email. You get a phone number and things like that too as well. So that's the first email, and then our next emails are going to be the update. So I'm going to do 7 latest, so Mastic property values update, right? And then I'm going to say, hi, here are the latest listings that have hit the market for sale in the area. Okay, I'm going to keep this very simple. And what I did was I created a search on this gentleman's website. Might enjoy this.info/mastic. You can't see up on my thing, and then I created a shortened link. Now, we have a number of ways to do this. Our favorite way, of course, is to just go buy a GoDaddy domain, and he would do something like masticpropertyupdates.info or something. Or I'm using our NLP shortener in-house here. You might enjoy this.info, which is going to be fine. Mastic property updates. And what I did was I created a link to all of those, all of the latest properties in the area around where he's prospecting for seller leads. Okay, let me click this link again. And then we're going to send that link every week, because when the person opts in, they're going to be agreeing to get this. This is the real hook here. This is the thing the service you're providing is the weekly list. It's not the value of the house. You can give the opinion, but really they can get that anywhere. You're going to be the consistent agent who keeps in touch with them. Okay, make sure I got that right. Mastic property updates. Yes. Okay. All right, and you know what? I kind of did that the hard way. Honestly, guys, you don't need to shorten the property link. You can actually just take the raw link off of your website if it's dynamically updating. I should have thought of that first, right? And then when we create the squeeze page, we're going to need a custom link. But here we go. Click here. I can highlight it. It's a good trick to get their eyeballs to go there. And we keep it short and sweet. Right? Now remember, the signature line can always change from time to time. So if you have a featured new listing or something that you want to drop in your signature from week to week, keep in mind everybody getting these updates is going to see that. I'm going to save this. That's day 7. And then I'm going to copy. I'm going to click to duplicate this email and do day 14 and save. Then I'm going to copy again and do day 21 and save. And you can see how very quickly you can build out a nice long funnel. It'll take you 20 minutes to drag this all out weekly for a year. But the consistency here is great. You're doing this without setting them up for an auto property update through IDX. You don't even need IDX data if you use something like a syndication-based search like RealBird or something like that. And the idea here is to just give them the info. You can play with the text here. I did this very basically. But if there's something you do that's unique, if you have like a 4% selling program or a guaranteed sold in 30 days, make sure you put that in your signature or in the body of these emails. Anyway, this is set up for 21 days. I'm going to come back later and make sure it's set up longer. If you're doing this now, you might want to set up a few, knowing that you have a month to go back in and set yourself a reminder and drag this out for a longer period of time. The consistency here is where you're gonna do well, right? So my campaign info, what's my worth mastic? Here's my email list. Good. Now I'm gonna go build the squeeze page, right? And if I go to options, squeeze page, and I'll choose my form name. This will just be mastic. What's mine worth? And then we're gonna do FB. We're gonna do in this case it's Reticulous. DFY. I'm just kind of marking this down so he can track. And then the page that we like to use here, the message we like to use, is a little different than our What's Mine Worth page currently in the Done For You funnel. It's our earlier version, and the reason we're going to use our earlier version, which by the way converted at just about the same clip, it just worked a little differently. The later version gets the property address first and then makes them, whether they enter an email or not, you get the property address. This actually created overall, converted overall at about the same clip, okay? Just so you know. So it's going to be yes, @ analyze my property's value, and we're just going to try to get everything on one form. And this is partly due to a limitation in the Squeeze Builder. Doing a two-step form is hard, and this also makes it easier on you. So yes, analyze my property's value. Submit button text is going to be email analysis of my property's value and start my alerts. This works really well, this text. Email me an analysis of my property's value and start my alerts. We're going to align this center. We're going to do label width. I'm going to have to play with this a little bit, but the input width, I forget which is which, but we'll play with that to make it look nice. I'm going to put this here for Robert, and anybody else actually who comes in his office, if he decides to add other users, just keep in mind, or if you decide to add other users, you can actually share this to other agents in your office. We can't, just a side note, if you want to add new users, we have to charge you a little something every month. Just email support, let us know how many people you want to add, but it's not going to be prohibitively high. Anyway, opportunity type, we'll just do sale opportunity, and then look, I'm picking that drip campaign to link it up. And then in our footer, we're going to put this subtext right here. We're going to do a variation of this subtext. After you enter your email, you'll receive a detailed, a professional. Let's do that. A professional, not computer generated opinion of the value of your property. Also, you'll start receiving alerts about properties that are listed nearby, are listed and sold nearby, so you always know the value of your property. So this is the why they should do it, right? I'm going to bold this. I'm going to use a little HTML. You can do that here. Okay, and the other thing we can do is actually put in a like button for the fan page and get likes for the page at the same time. Now let me show you how to do this. I'm going to grab the URL for his fan page, if you have a fan page, and I'm going to just Google Facebook like button. Okay, it's basically the first thing that pops up. It's just Facebook's tool for creating a like button, and you'll see here I can now get the code for the button. I did that really quick, but basically URL to like, layout, standard action type, and then if I just go get code, iframe, sorry I did that so fast, I do this at least twice a day, honestly, in all my marketing. I put like buttons everywhere because they're great social proof, and it's a great way to get free likes by putting them on on your Squeeze pages. So I've grabbed the code there. I'll go back into my CRM. Little trick, you can pull this and make it bigger, right, the little box. This is a break, put a little space in, and then boom, I'm going to put that in. Now I'm going to put a center tag. I don't know if it's necessary or not here. Probably would look fine without it. There. I'm going to hit save. It bugged out on me a little bit. Let me check off these boxes and make sure this is working right. The redirect URL, we're going to take them somewhere that basically says thanks, we'll be in touch. We'll be in touch soon with the value. Now, ideally, you're going to have a video or something that says, hey, go check your email, the value of your property, the value is we're going to send you an email and ask you we might have a few questions, right? So let me go and get the thank you page URL. Okay, so you can set any redirect you want, but I'm going to set ours to be this, which you can use as well, short term. http:/instantlyAccess.com/what's mine worth. Let me just show you this on the screen so you have it. /confirm question mark after equals. Now you could actually put a URL after this after equals, but it's not important here. If you're going to do your own custom thank you page, just do that. And then our background URL, we can put any image we want, right? I'm going to leave that blank for a second and just show you how this works. I'm going to hit save. And it saves now. Guys, a quick note. I'm really sorry. This is a bug that we'll try to get fixed. It looks like I had too many characters in my footer box by putting the Lightbox stuff in there. We'll see if we can get more characters allowed, and that's why it wasn't saving for me. Okay, so I'm going to leave our Lightbox out for the time being, but it's still good that you know how to do that, and we'll try to get that added back in. I'll add a note under this video once it's fixed. And then our form items down here, we need to finish. We need to add email. Enter email. We'll just go enter email where you want the analysis sent. Enter email. We'll click add item. And then input type, we're going to choose address. And we'll just say your property address, enter property here. Your property address, enter property here. We'll add that. And then I like to start with that address first. Okay. Now if we update this, I can now click View Squeeze Page. I'm going to view it in a new tab to keep this open. And we've got a little bit of stuff to play with, right? And guys, I'm sorry, this is the first time I'm making a page like this, so you got to bear with me while I figure out the standards that we're going to be working with. By changing the size of the fields, it'll make the form wider. Okay. So I'm just going to play with how wide those are. I may also want to play with how big our font is in the footer line. Okay, so that's fixed. This little gobbledygook, it doesn't seem to want to take analyze my properties value. It doesn't like our punctuation. We'll get that bug fixed. Okay, update. Let's refresh. Looking good, right? Your property address, enter email. Okay, and then if somebody enters their address here, enters their email, they'll go to that thank you page and you'll get a notification of the lead. Last thing I want to do is just font size equals 3 in our footer here, just to make that look a little bigger. Guys are getting a little HTML lesson too, right? There we go. So nice clean looking page with a white background. This is good to go as is, right? If we want to get a little fancier, what we can do is actually put something else in the background, a background images, and I want to show you how to do that. See the background URL right here? We basically need an image URL for something cool in the background. And the way to get that image URL, you can just directly link to an image somewhere on the web. That's hot linking. That's kind of like, you don't want to do that to somebody else's image. You're going to put a load on their server. They could change the image. When I was first learning this web marketing stuff, I had taken an image from somewhere, this was like 2006 or 7, and put it on, and the guy switched it to be a porn. I guess a lot of people were hot linking to the image, and he switched to be porn. It's like, stop hot linking my image. So it was really funny. You want to upload, and you want to use an image URL that's safe. And the way we have a tool that will allow you to do that, it's called the Document Uploader. If you go to Toolbox, Document Uploader, you can now upload an image and it'll generate your URL for you. So let's grab an image here. This is Mastic. Of course, I don't know this area very well, but let's go and just take a look. Mastic, Long Island images. See if there's something local that I can find. That looks pretty nice. There's some weird images in this one. But you get the point. Do something interesting. By default, I'm going to go to nice interior living rooms. You can make a really nice squeeze page by just doing something like this. You know, it's sort of... I'm going to save image as... living room. You want to make sure that it's big enough. It's at least 1,000 wide by 7. This one's 1,000 by 716. It should work. So get the image. Ideally, guys, I just use a Google image as an example. Use something you own. Ideally, right? I should have said that first. You know, if you have a nice shot of a past listing or something, or a nice shot of something around town, use that. I'm kind of shortcutting things here for the purposes of this demo, right? So in the document uploader, I'm uploading the living room right here. Whoops. and then email to send me the link to. You'll get the link sent to yourself. And I'm going to just click generate URL and optional HTML for links. You don't need that other stuff. And what this is going to do is going to upload it to our servers. You remember you can use our server space, right? And then here is my link. Copy link address. See, I right click and copy, and I can now paste that in as my background URL. I'm clicking this share form. This will share it to everybody else in your office if you have multiple people again. And then I'm going to hit update. And now let's take a look. Pretty cool stuff, huh? Makes a nice looking page. You know, it looks professional and clean, and it didn't take that much work, right? And now the final step in this whole process is to shorten this URL, make it something like Mastic Home Values. I'll include a link to a tutorial about how to do that below, and then we're going to run our Facebook ad, which I'll include a video about that below as well. But this is the setup. I did this in 20 minutes while talking to you. Even if it takes you a half hour or so the first time, this is a really good process to understand because you can use it not only for these kinds of leads, you can use it for you know, any funnels you want to build. Also, guys, don't be afraid to add more fields here and play around and see. Like I could ask them the number of bedrooms. I may add to this form a question. You know, I could say how many bedrooms, how many baths. Maybe I'll ask them a question like this. Are you, I did notes, would you consider selling sometime in the next 6 months if you could get the right price? Okay. Okay, let's add that and see how this looks on our form. Okay. Okay. The other thing we could do is, you know, tell us a little bit more about the property. Tell us what tell us about the best features of the property that might make it worth more, and give them a chance to talk about the property. This you can play with. You're going to get the best response by just doing property address and enter email. But I just want to let you know you can add additional fields right there. It's a very flexible system. I'm going to take that out for the purposes of this person, this form. And that's about it. So any questions, just hit us up at support. The videos will be below about how to drive traffic to this. Remember, this person who opts in here is going to start getting your automatically updated emails every week, and that's where the money is. You're going to send a quick initial value and say, hey, I think it's worth 150 to 200, and you're not going to kill yourself on that part. Where you're really going to make, do well here is in having that follow-up set up so that they keep seeing your name every week on autopilot. Okay, thanks a lot.